Today we're going to talk about post-Christmas price tanking. When the price drops in January after an awesome sales in December, what to do about it, what your response could be, because there's obviously different options that you have for dealing with what happens when items that you were selling, awesome in December, the prices begin to tank. So let's talk about that for a little bit. I think one of the things that really spoils us with Amazon is Q4. We could totally get used to those really fast sales and that high disbursements. It can be addicting. In fact, I actually started selling on Amazon FBA back in 2011, and I started during Q4. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing in the world. But after, January came, the prices started going down, my sales started going down, and I was like, wait, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized, oh yeah, Q4 is like the most wonderful time of the year, and yes, you start to suffer from Q4 withdrawal. Some people call it a Q4 hangover. Other people call it a Q4 detox that you go through, and you're trying to reevaluate things. You're trying to recalibrate your brain to take all the differences in from what things were like in December to January. So we're going to talk about that today. Now, my question to you is, did you sell out of all of your items during the month of December? Did your inventory levels go down to zero? No, of course not. You still have items at Amazon trying to be sold, and it's common for there still to be some really good sales in January, thanks to people with gift cards, people trying to get the items that they want for Christmas, or that they didn't get for Christmas that they actually want to go out and get themselves. And so, but a lot of times, a lot of sellers get scared and start to think, oh, my sales have slowed down, I have to lower my price. And of course, with long-term storage fees coming up in February, people are freaking out going, oh, I need to lower my price. Well, sometimes lowering your price is the right thing to do, and other times lowering the price of your items is not the right thing to do. It really comes down to each individual item, and I want to give you a few things to think about today to help you make better decisions when it comes to that. One of the things I tell people a lot of times is patience brings profit. There's a lot of times where just waiting it out, waiting for the price that you want to recover will bring you profit. Now, you don't want to just do this on every single one of your items. Some items you're going to have to lower your price in order to get rid of that inventory, especially if you've got multiples of it and you want to avoid long-term storage fees. But some items, it's worth sticking to your guns, sticking to the price that you picked, and saying, you know what? I want this ROI. I've done my research on Camel. I've seen that in a month or two, this item recovers and the price goes back to what I want. In fact, I'll even pay, 50 cents an item or $1 an item just to go through the long term and pay the long term storage fees, because I know I'll make $8 or $9 more in just a few months. And so there's times when it's good to hold your price and not lower it. Again, it goes on each individual item. You need to deal with them individually. You want to look at Camel, see what the history was like, what the price history was like last year at this time, what the sales rank was like, what the velocity was like, and compare it to how you think it's going to act this year. Because some items, the only reason the price was high in December was because it was Q4, and the price is not going to recover until next December. It's not going to get to that higher price until next December, and so it's up to you whether you want to sit on that inventory for 11 months waiting for it to sell, or if you just need to lower your price to get that capital back to reinvest it in better inventory. We discussed the opportunity cost of holding your price versus lowering your price, and so it's something for you to think about. There's when it comes down to it, the higher the ROI that I could possibly get, the longer I will wait to get it. Now, if I'm thinking, you know what, I can get, maybe I can make $5 on this one item if I lower the price and sell it today, or I can make $10 on it if I keep my price and it sells in 8 months. Well, you might think you're making, $5 extra by holding on to your price, but really you're not. You're giving up something else. You're giving up another option and it's another opportunity, and that's why it's called opportunity cost. Because if you lower your price and sell it so you can make $5 today, you can get that capital back, reinvest it in better inventory that will sell faster next, and you can, compound that. And so, instead of waiting 8 months until you get your $10 profit price point, you can just reinvest it over and over again and end up making $20, $30, $40, $50 with that capital as you continually reinvest it. You buy something, it sells for a profit, you invest that in more inventory, it sells for a profit, you invest that, more inventory, higher profits. Now, obviously not everything we buy is going to be a profit. It'd be awesome if everything that we send into Amazon sold for a profit. And sometimes at the beginning of our business, it may even seem like everything that we sell comes at a profit. But you know what? There's times where we need to take a loss. There's times where we need to get rid of items to open up opportunities for us to buy better inventory. I mean, this is what Walmart and Target, all their clearance sales, a lot of times they sell things in their stores for lower than the price that they purchased it at because they want to get that shelf space back. Well, we want to get inventory storage space back at Amazon. We don't want to be paying Amazon storage fees, monthly storage fees, and long-term storage fees for dead inventory that's not selling. The other reason that big stores, they want to get shelf space back, but another thing is they want to get money back that they could reinvest in better inventory. And that's what we need to do too. So when you're looking at your inventory, especially with long-term storage fees coming up, I really encourage you to check out the blog post I did on long-term storage fees. You can go to fulltimefba.com/storage fees. You can also go to fulltimefba.com/avoid LTSF. And those help you understand how to avoid long-term storage fees and find out exactly which items will be charged long-term storage fees. And that's a good place to start when you're deciding whether or not you need to lower your price and to be able to get rid of that inventory, or if you just need to hold your price because you know what, it's going to recover pretty soon. There's some items that might be, because it's winter, they're just not going to sell. But come spring and people are outside more, those items might start selling again and you might get the price that you're wanting. So a lot of times patience brings profit. I subscribe to the balanced inventory model, and that is fast nickels, slow dimes, super slow quarters. I love the items that sell super fast, and I'll take a smaller ROI for those items. I like the slow dimes that I can make more on, but it might take a little bit longer. And then the super slow quarters, I can make a lot more, but it's going to take a lot longer for that sale to happen. I like the balance that way, because after you start doing Amazon FBA for over a year or so, it all balances out, and you've got stuff selling here and there. And if you're always depending on your most recent order or your most recent shipment to supply you with the main bulk of your disbursement, you're going to just keep running ragged and not build up any you're not going to be building up inventory. You're not going to be building up any type of momentum with your inventory. And so having it spread out, I love it when things hit the Amazon warehouse and immediately sell. I love that. But I also like seeing, oh, hey, this item that I'm getting 300% ROI on that I sent in 6 months ago finally sold. Well, it was worth it to wait 6 months for it to sell because of how large the ROI was. So again, think about this when you're worried about people tanking the prices. We actually did another video, and there's a blog post about fear of your competitors tanking prices. I can't remember the exact blog post for that, but you can go to fulltimefba.com and put in the term tank or tanked, and you'll be able to find a whole blog post about that. Because honestly, prices don't tank. What happens is that the market stabilizes. There's supply and demand. That's why sales go up really great in Christmas, because the demand goes up and the supply goes down, so the prices go up. But after Christmas, when the demand goes down and the supply starts to rise because people are sending in more inventory to Amazon FBA, the prices will go down. So it all happens. It's always moving. Now, I want to show you something really quick on my computer here. So here's a camel.com graph. Y'all all know I love camel. And this is an item that I love to follow. I'm not going to say what it is because it's something that I buy and resell often. But you can see the price. This is the price the price goes down, and then the price goes up. Price goes down, the price goes up. The price goes down, price goes up, down. So a lot of times people are freaking out here when the prices are going down. I need to lower my price too. But guess what? The price goes back up. And so it's something to think about when you are looking at which items you should lower your price on, which one you should, stay strong with and keep with. You should really be able to look at camel, and make a better decision. I know some people have been asking about camel training videos and things like that. We've got something like that in the works, so stay tuned for some training on camel, and other types of history and price ranking, graphing tools that help you make better decisions when it comes to finding profitable inventory. So anyway, when you start seeing the prices fall, realize the only time that you're going to lose money on an item is if you join the race to the bottom and lower your price. It's a race to the bottom. Do you really want to win the race to the bottom? Sure, there's some items you'll need to lower your price to get that inventory sold, the capital in to reinvest in better stuff, but a lot of the times, patience will bring profits. Hold your price, wait for it, and your, disbursement will thank you for it. I really hope this has been helpful for you when it comes to, dealing with prices and repricing and all that stuff. We don't use a repricer. We manually reprice everything. We have a good understanding of the pulse of our inventory, what it's like, and because some people have been asking, like, how do you understand your inventory and what you need to do if you don't have a repricer doing it for you all automatically? Well, we check our inventory often and we reprice often. We do it manually. We've got even a whole blog post about repricing manually, and then my top tips on how to properly reprice manually. You can find all those at fulltimefba.com. If you go to fulltimefba.com, be sure you subscribe. You get a couple free PDF downloads that really help your Amazon business become that much easier. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate a little thumbs up below. That'd be really great. And if you have a question or comment, you can do that below too. And if you are looking for any of the links that we talked about during the video, you can find those in the description below. That will take you right to where you want to go. Be sure you subscribe to this channel to be sure you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. We add videos all the time. And if you want to learn more about turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA, please go to fulltimefba.com. We got over 100 blog posts full of tutorials and walkthroughs and experiments and all sorts of fun stuff that will help you make a full-time income on Amazon with just spending part-time hours. It's awesome. So you can also get 2 free PDF downloads that will help making selling on Amazon that much easier. So you can do that at fulltimefba.com. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the good stuff we send out almost weekly. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.